Class Awakening Ceremony Jang Academy. All the students have gathered here to receive the class that will determine their future. The students come out one by one and choose one of the 3 classes available to them. Some are luckier than others, while some are stuck with a useless class for life. But when it's our hero Yi's turn, something happens that shocks everyone. An angel appears and promises that with her power, no monster will ever be able to stop him, because she will now always be with him. She gives him a choice of 3 unique hidden classes: Light Mage, Sacred Priest, and Saint Knight. Our hero chooses the Saint Knight class because it is the most balanced and has no weaknesses. When the ceremony ends, Yi can barely make his way through the crowd of students who want to recruit him to their teams. Even one of the teachers has to push everyone aside to invite Yi to the principal's office the next day to discuss an important business proposal. But our MC is in no hurry to agree to anything. The most important thing is that with such a rare class, he can finally earn money to pay for his sister's medical treatment. Back in his room, the young fighter sits quietly before opening the system window. He notices unspent stat points and a significant boost in his attributes. Realizing he can only hunt monsters after becoming stronger, our protagonist decides that improving himself must be his top priority. Suddenly, the system announces that a unique mission has been activated. Yai quickly understands that completing these missions is necessary to earn rewards, so he accepts without hesitation. A strange light engulfs him, teleporting him to a mysterious place. He finds himself in a mine and recalls that ancient rabbi monsters primarily inhabit such tunnels. One emerges from the shadows, but Yi easily dodges its first attacks. Confident it won't unleash anything strong, he resolves to defeat it without using skills. Swift reactions carry him through each strike, and he realizes his body has grown far more agile after the stat boost. The creature lunges again, and though he evades most blows, one manages to land. Realizing his carelessness could be fatal, Yi gets serious. Even though it's a low-grade beast, he begins fighting back, unleashing mysterious light attacks. Rushing forward, the young warrior powers up his golden fist, landing multiple punches before finally finishing the rabbi. The trial ends, and he receives the top score, earning several rewards from the system. Relieved, Yi decides his next focus must be acquiring a weapon, glad that the system will grant him one. He invests his stat points and quickly buys a sword before leaving the trial ground. Just then, a notification appears, instructing him to go to the hospital. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Yoon sits watching the news and learns what happened to her brother the previous day. A nurse storms in, angry, and complains about the mounting fees. She wonders why the costs keep rising so quickly and doubts Yi could ever pay such an amount, as even 3 jobs wouldn't suffice. The nurse ignores her excuses and snaps that Yoon has consumed too many medicines throughout the month. Her condition has worsened several times, demanding extra care. Still fuming, she cruelly tells the girl to accept her fate and drop dead. Suddenly, a mysterious man appears, cutting her off before she can say more. The nurse leaves in a huff, warning that she'll make Yoon pay next time. Shaken, the frail girl wonders who this stranger might be. He calmly hands her his card and introduces himself as her brother's friend. Yai finally returns, holding the bills in his hands and wondering why 10,000 was mysteriously withdrawn from his account. He asks his sister about it but quickly notices 2 men sitting beside her. One of them smiles politely and introduces himself as the mayor's secretary, explaining that he is there to discuss a few matters. Our boy wonders why someone so important would come looking for him. Still, he shakes hands with the secretary and suggests they step outside if they want to talk. The man agrees but leaves a bodyguard behind to keep Yoon company. At a nearby restaurant, the secretary congratulates the young warrior on gaining the protection of the sacred angel and awakening such a high-class talent. He tries to downplay it as mere luck, but the man isn't convinced. He explains that receiving an S-grade talent requires far more than luck. Then comes the revelation. The mayor has taken an interest in him and has arranged a stock of cultivation resources just for him so he can prepare for the upcoming exam. Pulling out a shiny key, the secretary is ready to hand it over, but our protagonist remains wary. He knows there's no such thing as a free gift. He suspects the mayor expects something in return, likely hoping he'll one day become a powerful figure. The secretary sweetens the deal by offering to arrange a professional medical team for Yoon, and even promises that the mayor will contact a high-level priest, ensuring he no longer has to worry about his beloved sibling. He hesitates at first, but for his sister's sake, Yi agrees. Later, he meets up with Yoon. Her eyes shine with excitement as she hears about his achievements. She says she hopes to cling to him like an accessory because she wants to see him reach the top. He dismisses her words as nonsense, urging her to focus on her health instead. The little girl asks about his skills, prompting Yi to remember that his class has 3 exclusive abilities, including one related to healing. Deciding to test it, he gently places his hand on her forehead, and a warm light surrounds them both. She begins to feel at ease. Yoon feels amazing, and he realizes that although his slow recovery skill won't cure her illness, it can at least help alleviate her pain. The next day, Yi meets with the headmaster, who informs him that several universities have been persistently trying to recruit him. 4 teachers from top 10 universities are present, and the old man hopes he will negotiate for as many advantages as possible. He adds that these teachers are all level 35, so choosing any of them would guarantee a bright future. Yi wonders which universities they represent, and the headmaster lists their names. But he notices that the top 3 are missing. The explanation is simple. Those schools don't recruit based solely on talent. Students must also prove themselves in exams. The headmaster announces his arrival, and Yi bows politely. The teachers are impressed by his humility, despite his strength. Tian, one of them, gets straight to the point, offering 2 million and 3 exclusive Saint Knight class skill books. Another claims this is too little and makes an even bigger offer, shocking the old man. Miss Ju acknowledges their sincerity and immediately offers B-class cultivation resources if he chooses her university. At this point, the headmaster loses patience and urges Yi to accept, insisting that cultivation resources are invaluable. To everyone's surprise, he declines them all. The woman asks why, and he confidently replies that he only wants to join one of the top 3 universities. But since other races are involved, it's nearly impossible for an ordinary human like him to enter those schools. Tian releases his aura, saying he had hoped Yi wasn't so naive. He knows about the boy's background and how difficult life was before receiving his talent. The pressure overpowers him, making it hard to stand. The teachers warn that even if he enters a top university, he won't receive proper attention and will remain at the bottom. Just before he collapses, the headmaster intervenes, urging Tian to calm down. Miss Ju, however, notices that Yi managed to withstand the powerful aura, even if only briefly. It makes her realize he's special. Tian regains his composure, but declares he's no longer interested in recruiting someone who lacks both skill and a good attitude. The other teachers also decide to leave, but the headmaster pleads with them to reconsider. Miss Ju gives Yi a reality check, reminding him that their country is full of elites and that, with stronger races in competition, it will be difficult to reach the top. Still, the young fighter is determined to prove her wrong with his exam results. With a month left, he's confident his system will help him level up quickly. He announces that he's definitely going to join one of the top 3 universities. Seeing the determination in his eyes, Miss Ju feels nostalgic. It's been years since she's witnessed such strong resolve. She smiles, hoping he fulfills her expectations. A month later, in a huge arena, students feel nervous as the exam is about to begin. They fear they're doomed, since their examiner is the infamous Demon Yang. As they chat about Yi, some call him arrogant for turning down such generous offers. But when he appears, his overwhelming aura silences all doubts. He has completely transformed. The door begins to glow, displaying all the exam information. The students react instantly when they see the challenges ahead. Cat monsters are notorious for their speed, while minotaurs rely on thick skin for protection. Only 5 people are allowed to enter as a party. Before they step inside, the teacher warns everyone to use their return scrolls and leave the secret realm immediately if they encounter a threat beyond their abilities. Dying inside the dungeon means losing their life for good. The timer starts, and the students rush into the mysterious map. Some decide to go alone, like our protagonist, while others form teams for better chances of survival. The audience murmurs, expecting that elite class students will likely go solo to claim all the resources themselves. One girl points toward Yi, walking casually despite being surrounded by dangerous monsters. The exam director loses his composure and starts yelling at the headmaster, questioning why such a valuable student would be wandering alone in the map. He fears the boy might die in the dungeon, wasting all the effort spent on his awakening. The headmaster, however, stays calm and assures him that this young fighter isn't just any kid. He's someone they trust, and he likely has a plan. As soon as the monsters leap toward him, Yi pulls out his axe. He cuts through them with ease, the result of a month spent grinding up to level 10 and raising his stats to 13. Confidence surges. Our boy feels ready to ace any top-ranking exam. When the creatures hesitate, he charges forward, swinging his weapon and cutting them down one after another. With his talent and the Sacred Angel's protection, even his axe has grown sharper and stronger. Although the exam limits everyone's weapons to 3-star bronze, his buffs allow him to enhance it further. With the Blade of Pure White now at level 5, Yi destroys several monsters in an instant. The weapon is so powerful it can kill any low-level creatures with a single strike. The audience erupts in cheers, stunned by his display of strength. One teacher points out that he's faster than the cat monsters themselves, his speed having risen dramatically. Another adds that his magic is sharper too, bolstered by high intelligence stats. Each attack lands with perfect precision, convincing them he's a combat genius. A third notes his iron determination and strong will to fight. Still, the night map isn't just about power, it overwhelms fighters with sheer numbers. Even veterans risk collapse when their stamina runs low. Observing carefully, a teacher remarks that Yi's axe looks heavy and suspects he's burning energy with every swing. Sure enough, several cat monsters leap at him. With a single sweep, he takes out a handful and finishes the rest with his magic. Suddenly, a blue light flashes, revealing the entrance to the next level. As he steps inside, Yi finds himself facing thousands of monsters waiting in the shadows. The host welcomes the audience to his stream and introduces the strongest, most blessed S-rank Shining Knight, Saint Yi. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Our protagonist completed the first trial in under 4 minutes. With unshakable confidence, he strides into the next stage, where a crowd of monsters lies in wait. He quickly sizes them up: mage, healer, and warrior cat monsters, with a minotaur mixed in. The first stage might have been easy, but this one is packed with highly trained foes, each presenting a real danger to his life. With a wild roar, the horde charges, intent on killing. Suddenly, mysterious dark magic coils around him. The cat mages have cursed him. Warriors rush in while the healers prepare to support them. Despite this, Yi only smiles and praises their teamwork. Drawing the cross of the sacred light, he unleashes divine energy, disintegrating almost all his enemies within seconds. His class teacher, who once thought the saint class existed only for support, watches in awe. The young knight proves otherwise. His abilities stand at B grade as well. The old man recalls how little government support this boy had received, making his achievement of a B-rank skill even more astonishing. Nodding in acknowledgement, he observes as our protagonist turns to face the final Minotaur. The beast activates Berserker mode, shattering the ground with its strength before lunging. He counters with Air Slash and Pure Light, pushing it to the brink of death. As the next door swings open, he guesses the boss fight is coming. A government official, wide-eyed, realizes this youth might truly be trustworthy. His progress in just a month is unbelievable. The Academy's last top student barely reached rank 721 in the district, but with Yi, their reputation could soar higher than ever. Suddenly, a nervous student points out that he has recklessly entered the boss room without resting. Panic sets in for the official, but the headmaster remains calm, suggesting that this young warrior surely has a plan. Now inside, our boy confronts the enraged boss monster. Channeling all his blessings, he transforms into his Saint Knight form, dodges the beast's opening strike, and soars forward to deliver his first blow.